Get ready for the show that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and maybe something that'll offend the hell out of you. It's the C&D No Bull Show, the show that discusses everything from politics to racing, breaking the issues down to terms even a prima donna can understand. So keep that Tylenol handy. Here are your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Dock.
Nobody watching yet.
All right.
They forgot we're on. That's all right.
Well, this is a special Monday night edition of the Sunday night show.
Yeah, we'll have some jump on and watch it later. First off, I want to thank all our veterans. Thought you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Have our freedoms that are being infringed upon, in my opinion. I want to thank all our military serving overseas in the homeland. Without you guys, protecting our freedoms, could be a different story. I want to thank first responders, police, fire, EMS, nurses, doctors. Thank you very much. So here we are on the fly tonight. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, I you know what? The thing that's on the news every single day, 145 mass shootings in 2021, 45 of them has happened in the last 30 days. So there's two questions. The first question is, what's driving it? I figured you would know that.
What's the second question?
Second question is, do we really need to disarm everybody?
My answer to the first one?
Mm-hmm.
My opinion's two things, two separate answers.
Okay.
One, we watched that doctor, well, I brought it up last week or 2 weeks ago, talk about the mental health services of what's going on with the pandemic, this, that, and the other, and people are losing their minds.
Yep.
Okay, second thing is, it's awful funny that 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, hey Dean, 8 weeks ago, HR 4 was introduced. What was it, Doug? A week and a half later, it turned 2 weeks later, turned to HR 123.
Mm-hmm.
That gun bill was introduced. It's being, kicked around in Congress, whatever. Still, we're not going to hear anything, much about it unless you go and research it. Ever since that's been introduced, mass shootings have been up. Right, every week we've got them. Especially since that bill has been introduced. What's causing it? Stupidity.
So 148 dead, 481 injured in mass shootings. And what they consider mass, I don't know. 2 or more, I would think. I don't know.
No.
We didn't get the definition of mass, but...
Well, we sure don't want to give misinformation because YouTube will yank the show.
Look,
hi bitches. I got you here. Here comes our heckler. But we 2 or more they consider mass shooting.
I think so too, and I agree with you. I think it's all the COVID, but I think it's the struggle with the fact that, as you said at the beginning, rights are being trampled on. People can't adjust to that very easily after.
Listen, I just go right into it. We live in a society, Doug, where a girl, and I'm sorry, that's what she was, 16-year-old girl. Been around the system, correct me if I'm wrong, for most of her life, correct?
That I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought I read.
I didn't follow her. Not following
is going after another girl with a knife.
with the knife.
Gonna kill her. She's told to stop several times by a law enforcement officer.
Did she? I didn't hear that.
He's yelling stop. And he shoots her, and now.
I mean, I wasn't paying attention, I should say.
And what's happening is, in my opinion, people can do whatever the hell they want with no accountability. I mean, if law enforcement arrests you and you're, let's say, of color or whatever reason, you can throw whatever reason you want. You're identifying as transgender today because you feel like a woman today, or whatever. You can use an excuse after excuse after excuse. I mean, statistics show that officers, more white people are killed by officers than any other, period, per year. Gun violence, whatever. How many people have died in auto accidents this year? Can you look that up real quick? 2021 already?
I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it's there. You got Google. That's all I'm sure when I turn my phone back on, it's tied to where it's going to talk about auto accidents on my Facebook page. And pop right up in there. Big Brother's here. Hi. But the thing of it is this. Go to Chicago. How many murders they have there every year? It's capital city of murders right now.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Detroit. Go to Chicago. Chicago has ungodly amounts of murder every year in that city. You're not allowed to conceal carry a weapon. You're not, they got a gun ban and everything else in Chicago. How's that working for them, Doug? Carjackings off the chart. There, Kevin. I knew Kevin would know that answer. It's over 600 murders a year in Chicago.
Yeah, he's over there counting them.
Well, he knew that answer before. But how many people have died? Did it come up in an auto wreck?
No, I would have to add every state, and like the 5 that they have here is over 1,000.
Last year in 2020, over 42,000 people. 42,000 people died in auto accidents last year. In 2020, a little over 19,000 people died in gun violence related. I went through this last week. In 2019, there was a little over 10,000 people died in drunk related accidents. When are they going to ban automobiles or alcohol? They're not. How many people die every year of smoking disease, lung cancer, whatever, directly related to smoking?
All right, let's break it down a little more then. So you can have your weapon, you can have your gun, you can have your rifle. Do we need assault rifles out there?
Yeah. I don't care either way. But until the amendments change, it says right to bear arms.
What do people use assault rifles for?
Come in my house in the middle of the night and I'll show you.
So something you can't do with a gun or a semi-automatic or a rifle.
It is a gun. It is. It's an assault rifle. It's a rifle. What business anybody out there would I own?
It's not, but
okay, that's what I'm saying. The government's making their business to know what I own. That's bullshit.
No, they're just saying we don't need assault rifles out there.
Well, I'm just saying they better make better. They need to make better decisions with our tax money too. But are they fucking listening to us? No.
Sure.
When they're giving $30 million to Afghanistan to do a fucking gender study, come on. You know what?
We can't do it here anymore.
Oh, yep. I'm a guy. Sorry. There, give me $30 million.
You and me may be able to do that. Some people here in the U.S. cannot do that.
Send me to Afghanistan.
They are gray.
Send me to Afghanistan, and here's how the study will go. I'll have a room, and you can line up. Give me $30 million, and I'll bring the pick your robe up, because they don't wear pants, they wear robes or whatever the hell they're called. Pick your robe up. Well, that I'm being honest. You pick your robe up. Yep, you're a guy. No, you're a woman. It's $30 million. What do you need a? What do you need a? What do you need a transgender study? Are you serious to me, Doug? Then they send how many million across the world for abortions to other countries? And then they're going to sit there and tell us what we should do with our money and the guns and everything else? No. Until the government becomes more responsible with our money, and we can tell them we have a little more say in what goes on with that than we do right now, then they don't need to have say, need to know what I own. It's not a point of an assault rifle. I don't quite agree with all that, to be honest with you. I ain't saying that I'm in favor of owning an assault rifle with an 80-round clip. I don't disagree with that. It's the way they're going about it. Because if they just come out and said assault rifles only in HR Bill 123.
We were talking about what Chris Mize thought, not the government.
Listen, I'm telling you what I think.
Yeah, but then you bring the government in every time you.
That's because they're telling us what we should have.
No, I'm asking you a question. If you were the president of the United States, would you say, yeah, you can own a gun, you can own a shotgun, you can own even a semi-automatic. We don't need assault rifles out there. There's no reason to have one. What would you do with one? You're gonna go kill people with it.
If I'm president of the United States, you know what I'd say? Well, Second Amendment's in there for a reason.
Yeah, did they have assault rifles back when the Second Amendment came out?
Yes, they did.
Did they?
I don't know. I would imagine they had muskets.
One at a time.
And one guy loaded 6 shells in a musket and said, "I got an assault rifle." Boom. I don't know. I mean, but what is the big deal? Let me ask you this: out of all these 145 mass murders that you just said,
yeah, I got
how many are assault rifles?
There you go. Good question, and I have that answer, and I believe it's 50-some%. I think it's 54%.
How many people died from knife wounds in a year?
Knife? Well,
you're the one
I'm pretty good at Google, but not that damn good. I
mean, we could go on. Assault rifles, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. Do I think you should own a 12 gauge with the barrel on it that holds 30 shotgun shells? No, I don't. But that's your business.
We agree.
That's your business.
There's no reason to really have one.
It doesn't matter. You're infringing on
no. Assault rifles were made for the military, and they ended up in public, and now everybody has one.
Well, you know what? Everybody has one. Wouldn't walk in their house in the middle of the night.
And you don't think your shotgun or your semi-automatic or your handgun is going to do anything?
Well, according to HR Bill 120,
an 80-round clip.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, how many of you are there? 3
you
of
never know. You never know. I'm on the fence about assault rifles, but I don't think the government should.
Listen,
they're overstepping.
If the government said we're not worried about handguns, shotguns, even semi-automatics, but we don't think that assault rifles should be out there, you would say, I agree with that. As long as
I don't think we'd have this debate right now. I think this would have been gone a while ago. But the government's not saying assault rifles only. HR Bill 123.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get changed. Chris.
Right.
I was hoping that you would say, okay, yeah, that's right, and that you would go to President Biden and tell him.
Well, but listen to me. They're not just saying assault rifles. They're saying they're not even calling it an assault rifle. They're calling it a military weapon.
Okay, that's fine.
And then what else do they include in the military grade weapon?
I don't know. I thought you knew that.
I know anything with a clip over 8 or more shots.
Okay, that seems logical. When you go hunting, you don't use an assault rifle, do you?
I don't know. When
If you're
walk up
if you're a
you,
bad aim, yeah.
you walk up to the White House right now, do they have assault rifles?
I have no idea, but most
Uh,
likely, most likely,
guarding the Capitol? I bet you they do.
yeah, yeah, because
Well, why do they need them?
it's the military.
Why do they need them?
Because coming into your house is not going to be like 80,000 people coming. Like,
I might try to go into my house that I own at Capitol Hill. We own that, not them.
right,
We own it.
right.
And I ain't allowed to go in there guarding it with an assault rifle.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
National Guard isn't carrying assault rifles?
It's the Marine Corps that's doing that. They guard that.
Oh, who's up there right now with the temporary
Oh,
fence?
you're talking about the other house with the fence.
Capitol Hill with the fence. Who's guarding
That
that?
is the National Guard.
Okay, what are they carrying?
I'm thinking they're carrying rifles.
38 specials? I told you stop. So, I mean,
So if it goes there, friend or foe.
the thing of it is this. I'm not disagreeing with the assault rifles to an extent. To an extent. I'm not disagreeing that you don't need a barrel to go onto your shotgun with 30 to 50, shells in it. I'm
Right.
not disagreeing with that to an extent.
Right, good.
But what I'm saying is once you start taking one thing, they're going to keep taking, and that's what HR 123 is doing.
Did you read it?
You read it for me, remember? On here about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
All right.
And what's it say? Anything with 8 or more clip is military grade. Anything with 6 or more shells, shotguns, is military grade.
Where they start going over the line is all your guns being registered, paying $800 permit to have them every year.
Unless it's military grade, then you got to pay $1,500.
Right.
And it's got to be approved.
I don't know.
I got a shotgun sitting in my gun cabinet.
You do?
And I'm not saying Mike DeWine's watching me. Mike DeWine's getting on the hotline now. Yeah, Goon Squad, this is the chief of command. Get to the Mize residence right now. But let's just say I bought it 30 years ago. When you turned 18, when you used to be able to buy a shotgun. But I bought it 30 years ago. And it holds 7 shells because it's not uncommon for a shotgun to hold 7 shells, 1 in a chamber, 6 in the tube, pump or semi-automatic. Now you're telling me that that's considered after 30 years a military grade weapon? They're going over the line. That's one of my problem. I'm not saying assault rifles, there shouldn't be a lot of restrictions more set down on them. I'm not saying them barrels that I'm talking about, this shouldn't be more restrictions. I'm not saying you need a 40 shot clip to go into your 9mm. I don't think that, that's over the line too. But what's he say? Okay.
I'm not sure if that addresses that, how many clips they're allowed to have.
No, it doesn't address the clips. It just addresses how many shells can be in the clip, the capacity of the clip. And that's what it addresses. But, no, we're not limited on anything yet. It hasn't gone through, but.
Right. But it's startling I'll have to bring it back up, the whole gun bill, because you're going to have to register it. Anything that you have, you got to register so they know who's got what. And then you got to pay a permit fee to have them every year. And the last number I heard was $800 a year.
Yeah, military grade's $1,500 if you're allowed. Yeah, I remember Joe and Buck Diesel Pizza. It would have cost them about $8,000-$10,000 a year. Hensley's. But I don't have a problem with that. if they come out and said you don't need these barrels, you don't need the 40 clips for your pistol that's a 9mm, you don't need an assault rifle, so to speak. You have to somehow control that. I don't have a problem with that, Doug. Where my problem lies is they don't stop there. They don't stop there. You know? Yeah, no shit. I mean, they don't stop at that point. They keep going. They keep going. They're making it sound, it's fucking bullshit that they're making it sound like we're having an attack on assault rifles. We're just after the assault rifles and the long clips. But if you read the bill, if you read actually what is in the bill, they're after a lot of shit that's bullshit that's protected by the Second Amendment. But wait, Doug, wait. President Biden says, the Constitution amendments aren't absolute. They can be changed. What fucking president in their right mind is going to say a comment like that?
The same one who says that we need to change the Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, it depends on what year it was. 20-some, 30-some years ago, he said that the Republicans were going to try to load the courts by trying to add judges in. But, I understand he's got amnesia and Alzheimer's or whatever the hell he's got going on,
Yeah, if you click that link, that'll take you to the fact check page on the gun bill.
Chameleon, she's probably, she's Chameleon.
And by the way, President Grant Pampers is going to have a State of the Union Wednesday at 9.
What's that on Comedy Central? I mean, what's he gonna?
It's not on True TV.
No, it's not on True TV. It sure the hell ain't. Comedy Central. Nickelodeon. Yeah. Bug. I bet you Pepe Le Pew ain't invited, didn't it? But I didn't even really want to think we were going to go into this gun thing, but I mean, you can't listen. A drunk driver hits and kills somebody. Are we blaming Anheuser-Busch? Are we blaming Jack Daniels? Are we blaming, the liquor manufacturers and distilleries? No. You know what we say? He knew better to get in that car and drive drunk. That's exactly what we say. How many times have you heard? He knew better to get in that. He needs to be held accountable for drunk driving and wrecking that car and killing that person. But yet, when we come over to the other side and somebody shoots somebody with a gun, it's Smith & Wesson's fault. It's the NRA's fault. It's gun manufacturers. It's everybody's fault but the asshole that pulled the trigger. Well, he had problems.
Unless you're a cop.
Unless you're a cop, then you're automatically you're guilty.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, well, in LeBron James' eyes, I mean, I can't believe that we wouldn't let another, what kind of country we live in without that we can't, have a girl have the right to stab another girl.
Right.
A fucking moron. I never was a LeBron James. I guess like that Mimi says, you couldn't be Michael Jordan, so now you're going to be Colin Kaepernick, right?
There's something going on with him right now.
Who, LeBron?
Yeah, there's either his sponsors are pulling or something's going on there. I read it a few days ago. I can't remember.
Good. What a stupid comment.
How's he going to be able to live now?
I mean, how's he going to be able to live instead of making $50 million a year? Now he's going to make 38.
Right.
I mean, everything he's done. Listen, I'm sure there's not a lot of LeBron fans out there right now, but he's done a lot of good things around Akron. Don't get me wrong. He's done a lot of good things for the inner city kids and everything, built this, that, and the other, whatever. Everything good he's done, he's wiped out in the last year. He's wiped out. It's overshadowed.
In the last week, you mean?
In the last year, some of the dumb shit he said.
Last
I
week
mean,
really put it over.
yeah, last week that was I mean, whatever. I mean, how can you say that? How does that? I read a thing. How does that cop? How do you think that cop feels? How do you think that cop? Do you really think like that one? I can't remember who sent it to me. Got it works in Scott, I think, sent it to me, or somebody sent it to me. Where there's a black commentator that's got a talk show, and he goes off about LeBron saying this. Do you think that cop woke up that morning, and as he's getting dressed, eating his Cheerios, Wheaties, or whatever the frick he eats for breakfast, even, do you think in that instance when he looked in the mirror, he goes, "Yep, I'm gonna shoot a 16-year-old black girl today. That's what I'm gonna do." Give me a break.
That is weird that you would say that because my boss used to say, people don't get up in the morning, get ready to go to work to have an accident. They don't say, you know what, today I'm going to have a backing accident.
Yeah. It's, and the other thing is, if the cop was such a cruel and evil person, why do he, as soon as he shot that, he went over and started administering CPR and everything?
Yeah, and first of all, remember they're there to protect and serve.
He did protect and serve.
He did.
That woman, that other girl,
woman is all about him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, trust me. If I'm going to be on the receiving end of that, I'm screaming at him to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's he? And I heard this shit stun gun. Why didn't he use his stun gun? Well, let me tell you something. The bullet's more accurate than a stun gun. Just because you shoot off that stun gun, don't mean you hit your target.
Right. And they were kind of all up in each other's face. So who do you know? You're going to get them both if you shot. I don't know if anybody really knows how they work, but they kind of spread out. So he would have got both of them.
And let me ask a better question. What would have happened if he did nothing?
Oh boy, he would have been roasted.
Either way, when that cop went to that scene, his career and everything was changing that moment. If he doesn't react, he's called on the carpet. He reacts, does what he's being paid to do.
Exactly.
What us, the taxpayers, pay him to do.
Protect and serve.
Right. And now he's being roasted. Who in their right mind in today's world, like I said last week, who in their right mind in today's world would say, you know what, I want to go to the police academy and become a police officer?
You're right.
I mean, who?
You're right.
You know what? I want to go to the academy, and I want to be harassed, and I want to be crucified and spit on and everything else, and that's what I.
But I do have to hand it to the Columbus Police Department because, first of all, they put that out within a couple hours after it happened. He was pretty much right up front about it, and he's kind of squelched a lot of stuff over that. It could have got way.
It ain't over yet.
No, it's not. But when you watch that video, you a lot of people backed off and said,
"No, they did just what we said they'd do." Though there's a picture of her, all looking sweet and everything, and we're going.
Yes, exactly. So let me fill them in. We were talking about this, and
she was such a good girl.
What we said, here's what's going to happen on the big media, not our little show. We would show her just as she is, but they bring out like an 8th, 9th, 10th grade picture, whatever she was, and she's all beautiful and how great she was, and she was an academic. Yeah,
I wouldn't hurt a little spider.
Right.
We don't show. No.
Her at that moment.
Well, go watch the video. It's out there.
Oh yeah.
The police cam. I mean, the police cam video out there. You put yourself in that cop's shoes. I want to know Why we ain't heard nothing about Maxine Waters?
I don't know that it's totally over, but it is getting squelched.
It isn't totally over, but do you see it on the news?
No, not at all.
You know, do you see it on the news? And nothing. Robbie, how are you? There's one of my lifelong buddies, Doug, lives in Florida, Robbie Cisco. Boy, thank God cameras weren't around when me and him were kids. Whew. But you know, where the hell is the media jumping up her ass? All former President Trump said was, go down there and protest. And that's all he said. And we brought him up on impeachment for insurrection and everything else. Now, Frankenstein's bride goes to Minneapolis and tells the people, if we don't get a guilty conviction, how'd she word that? We need to be more confrontational in the streets.
Stay in the streets.
And stay in the streets and be more confrontational than we've ever been.
Yep.
But the drunk bitch we call Speaker of the House says she needs to apologize for nothing. She said nothing wrong. But yet she was the leader on him saying, go down there and protest. Impeachment. That whole Washington needs an enema. I don't think you can find an enema big enough to wash out that place.
Well, Trump was trying.
It's bad when you get a congressman that's elected in, sworn in, and not even 3 weeks later come on a Facebook Live and go, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. What I do is, it means nothing. You know, yeah. I mean, it means nothing. I represent, what do you represent? 800,000 people. I represent 800,000 people that I can do nothing for. Remember that? I can't remember the guy's name. We had it up there. We had the whole thing up there.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was over the stimulus bill. When they pushed the stimulus bill at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning, pushed the stimulus bill through, and 11 o'clock in the morning, Senate approved it. 600, what?
Her statement got tagged by Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Hi, Facebook. You monitoring us tonight?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Come on here. I got some things I'd like to ask you about your censorship too, but you know, whatever. I mean, it's a private entity is what we're being told, like YouTube.
Right.
And so you people that have come on didn't watch last week, we had 3 videos that we ain't heard nothing on our appeal from YouTube. We haven't heard a thing. 3 videos yanked because we talked about the vaccine on it. We're told we think you might have given medical misinformation.
Yep, exactly.
You know, we think.
We don't know because we don't have anybody on staff that knows whether you did or you didn't, but we think you did. So
Sue didn't get
we took a poll and.
Yeah, we took a poll. We're in there. Like I say, he had 3 guys in there supposed to be doing censorship. Hey, I think we better get the boss to look at this.
Them 2 guys are telling them something about the vaccine. Let's get them off there.
Yeah, we think they might have said something that might have been misinformation.
How'd you miss out on free money, Sue?
So you got to file taxes every year.
No, no, you don't, though. If you are a non-filer, retired or whatever, however that all works, they had a page for you to go and fill out information, and then you got into that whole thing.
Well, if you're a non-resident.
If you're not, take your citizenship back.
we used to call them illegal aliens, but
Right.
now we can't because it's offensive. So we call them non-residents. I mean,
if you go
we're a
to
country, we don't even know what the hell bathroom to use anymore.
you got to declare. That's all I'm telling you.
Cindy Crawford.
Yesterday, I declared.
You were a man, didn't you? Did you declare you went to women's? I declare I'm a woman today. I'm Dougette. Dougette.
We'll have people really scared to come to track.
What? Cindy Crawford walks in the female bathroom and I'm standing there. Hey, I'm declaring I'm a woman today. Sorry, folks. But, yeah.
Wow. There's a page for you to go to look up information on if you didn't get the stimulus or whatever. I think I posted that last week.
You haven't gotten any unemployment? That's strange.
Everybody that shouldn't be getting it's getting it.
Yeah, well,
if you're an honest person, go to the back of the line.
There's no work, I guess. Everybody's back, I mean, drive up Perkins Ave 250. Help wanted, help wanted, help wanted.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, got to be a little more dishonest, Sue.
Governor Homo.
That's all over with. He said he did not do anything wrong, so that's over with.
So we're not having no more investigation on Governor Homo?
He said that he didn't do anything like that. So
what about his brother Chris Homo? Any repercussions on more white children need to die?
You know what? I did not look that up. I should have. Let me see.
So if you guys missed it, Chris Homo, made a comment last week on CNN that
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, we'll get gun control when more white parents' kids die, and nothing. We see no repercussions.
Here is what the headline read.
I shouldn't call him a homo. He might identified as a woman that day, or when he was talking to that other woman, the way he was.
That's what he said.
Yeah, so Facebook, just so you know, we took that off a clip that you left up on another Facebook thing, and that so I don't know how. I'm sure we'll get a misinterpretation notice. You misinterpreted what they said. Right?
We did?
Because now Facebook's watching. They censored Gidget for her shit, so now they're watching the show. And
you know what? They're at the bottom of this article that we can share on Facebook or tweet. So they're spreading misinformation.
They're spreading misinformation. Well, no, it's not misinformation.
No.
You misinterpreted what they meant. Remember, that's what they said about Joe Biden when he says, "What am I doing here?" Everybody started saying, "Well, you got warnings up." Misinterpreted. How did you misinterpret that? What am I doing here? What? So fucking country's a joke.
Well, and that goes back to the very first thing that we started talking about. Why all the mass shootings, right there, country's becoming a joke.
It's no repercussions for what you do. Gidget hit it right on the head, and I guess Facebook warned her, and I guess I'll get a warning. She knows me. Robbie knows me all my life. If I'd acted up like that, you ain't shit, my parents would have whooped my ass. What's the warning on that? They're my parents. I know them, and I know for a fact I've gotten my ass whooped, and I would have got an ass whooping. Simple. There's no repercussions. Now we say little Johnny's got a problem. Oh, little John, we got to take him to the doctor. He's acting up, and then we give him some Ritalin and some whatever medication, and instead of beating the living shit out of him for acting up. Of course, that's child abuse now. You smack your kid's ass, guess what? He goes to school. Oh, Daddy beat my ass last night. Next thing, children's service, police knocking at your door. Oh, we
You
got
know
to
what?
investigate you for child abuse.
That happened next door. The
Mm-hmm.
kid went uptown and was at a friend's house. Said, "My mom's beating me with a frying pan." And for an
Here they
hour and a
come.
half, they're next door with the police. What?
Here they come. Question them, right?
Yep. What's that group called?
What group? Black Lives Matter?
No, no.
Or
The Jesse Ventura group.
conspiracy theory.
The
The
group
Bilderberg
Bilderberg.
group. Listen, yeah, I talk about getting your ass whooped. You know what I tell you what I told my kid one time. I told him this. He did something pissed me off. Me and his mother are divorced, and I had to go over to the house. And I ain't gonna bullshit. I knocked him right on his ass. It doesn't matter if I like his mother or not. He ain't gonna disrespect her.
Right.
You know, at 15, 16 years old. He got shitty with her. I knocked him on his ass. He said something about the police, and I said, "Here's the phone. Remember one thing, though. From the time you dial 911 and talk to them and hang up to the time they get here, it's going to be about 3 to 6 minutes. If I'm going to jail, I'm going for something I did. So you're going to be bleeding by the time they get here. You know, I'll beat the living shit out of you. You know, and the problem is in this country, here's the problem. You want to stop mass shootings? You want to stop all this other bullshit? Let the parents be parents when they used to beat the living crap out of you for doing something stupid.
Exactly.
Oh, you got a mental disease? Here, let me see if this cures it.
Right.
Bam,
And it
upside the head.
usually did.
I think I'm cured, Dad. You know,
Thanks. I'm okay.
yeah, I'm okay, buddy. I don't, you just saved it $60 for a doctor's appointment. You know,
Right.
I mean, you know, I mean, seriously, think about it. I mean, you're looking at a generation here, and most people watching this, because I doubt any millennials will watch this. You're looking at a generation here that rode around in the back of pickup trucks.
Yeah.
You know, we had the car seats that actually hung on the back of the seat. We had, you know, we drank out of garden hose, went down to the creek, swam in the creeks, chasing crawdads and everything else. You ate your cereal Saturday morning until about 9 o'clock, and your mom and dad kicked your ass right out of the house to go outside. You know, you went out, played in the mud, you played whatever. You were in the fields, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and guess what? When the old man said be home before the streetlights come on, that didn't mean when they come on, you walked, you know, they were on. That meant you better be home before that son of a bitch went boop and come on.
In the door, not
in the door on the property.
All right.
Or you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
And you got your ass beat. And next night, when you're out and your old man looked, it says, I told you once, be home before them streetlights come on. You can bet your ass you're the first one home before they come on.
Right.
You know.
Right.
What's this?
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to touch on Jeff Baker's comment. That's tomorrow night.
What?
I came here for racing news and politics broke out.
Yeah, well, it's Tuesday nights. Wrong show. I have a different sign up tomorrow night.
Right. So if you look at this link on the conspiracy theory that Jesse Ventura kind of investigated back when he had a TV show and they didn't know really what he was doing. And then when they found out he was gone, he talks about.
Yeah, you don't even see replays, Doug. You don't even see replays. Good luck trying to.
Right.
Yeah.
And what he exposed with this Bilderberg group is all the millionaires, billionaires. They want to control the population. They want kind of like a one government type model. And what really concerned me was they were going to unleash a virus, and the vaccine would be what would control the population.
And that was That story I bet is 6 years old, 5 years old.
Let me see if it says when it.
2012 or
Oh,
2014.
he was on 2009 through 2012, but the Bilderberg Group. I'm not.
There you go. It's older than that.
In, it looks like in 2012, which is when it ended.
When the show ended. The government says, all right, man. All right, Jesse, just because you were governor of Minnesota don't mean you can do these shows.
You can't put us out there like that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yep, it's 2013.
Yeah.
I used to watch it. I mean, granted, Jesse Ventura, big time wrestler and everything, was no dumb person. He was not a dumb person. Yeah, he was a veteran. He was a Navy SEAL. He did his time. He served his time, served this country, and he became governor of Minnesota. He was no dummy, and he was exposing some shit they didn't want exposed.
Right, and if you look at this pandemic, there's nowhere it's not at. And he said that these people in this Bilderberg group was from all over. It wasn't just the U.S., but it was made up of some pretty darn powerful people
across the whole world.
Yes.
And Putin's probably in there. I just see Putin and Biden walking into the Bilderberg group meeting. Hey, I told you to sit your ass over there, Biden. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
Are you out of the Black Sea yet? Yes, Mr. Putin, I left.
All right, let's talk about shortages and so the 2008 boom. It went boom as opposed to President Trump's boom. Okay. So what they're saying now, or here's what's happening now, this is part of the control. For example, let's take lumber.
So we got a shortage.
We have a shortage, and the prices are really skyrocketed. For that privacy fence, it was $30. Now it's like $43 a panel.
Yeah.
So here's what the mainstream media is saying. Well, you know why? It's because the economy is doing so well. People are building houses and doing so much, and they just can't keep up with lumber. They've raised the prices, and people keep buying. So, but in reality, there's some sort of control going on there.
Yeah, the reality is the taxes. You want to? Everybody wants to be. Hey, Doug, hold on. I don't want to. I've been pissed off about this for several weeks. All I hear is, fuck Ford. They're moving. They ain't building a thing, and they're moving to Mexico. They're moving to Ranger Line. And I was even on that kick for a minute. I'm not on the kick no more. It ain't fuck Ford. Fuck the stupid bastard in the White House that's going to jack the taxes way up that they can't afford to do it, Doug.
What, 20-some% higher?
Yeah,
now?
Yes.
20 to 40%.
What you're doing is chasing Ford. Ford can't. They're not going to pay that. They're not going to pay the taxes. Why would they invest? And I don't want to bring up bad subjects, but I don't give a shit. Why would they invest almost $1 billion, 600 or 800 million in Avon Lake Ford to know that their taxes are going to get jacked up double on everything they do? Why would they take the Ranger line, invest 1.1 billion to put that line in the United States when their taxes are going to get double? When they go to Mexico, go back there. They're going to go back there and they're not going to have that. And if they were smart, they'd go to China, put it in, because I guarantee you the dumb up in the White House and all the idiots over in Capitol Hill are going to lower that tax to import in.
Yep. and we are going to pay for it because it has to come back in.
Right.
So what's happening now is all this stuff is starting to raise, and I had this whole process of what was going on. But anyhow, what's going to happen now, and I've already heard this, is because gas prices are starting to skyrocket again, that these carriers are putting surcharges on for fuel, and we're going back to the whole 2008 model that crashed.
The crash. The crash.
There you go. That's good.
What's it say?
Last year, 45,000 for a framing package. Now it's 90 to 100,000. It's almost doubled.
Yeah. I'm sorry, folks, if you didn't buy a house.
So right there is going to slow that whole housing market down. You're not going to
slow every building, any building that was going up. For years after 2008, there wasn't nothing going on.
Correct.
Trump gets in, cuts tax, and now I ain't saying I was all in favor of everything about Trump, but he gets in, cuts taxes, cuts this, cuts that, boom. Everybody starts building again.
Right.
Now Dum gets in. He's up in taxes because he wants to give everybody, make you dependent on that government. Listen, if you're home drawing unemployment and your job, you're laid off legitimately, I feel bad for you. I understand. But if you're home and you could be working and you're drawing that 300 extra a week and this, that, and the other, and I'm living life good, man. I'm making a little bit more than what I'd take home working. It's gonna end. And when it ends, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Yep.
That's what they want. Chameleon and Dum up there, that's what they want, along with the drunk bitch that we call Speaker of the House and Frankenstein's wife. That whole bunch. And then you throw Cortez in. I don't even think she knows what city she's in sometimes, And then the two Congress ladies that we have of Muslim descent. I mean,
yes.
Which I don't understand, but I mean, whatever. They're all laughing. Them two are laughing. Saying, it ain't going to be much longer, and we can throw in Shire law and the whole Congress and Senate that we have now. Well, it's a good idea. I mean, Jesus Christ. We can't watch Pepe Le Pew.
Correct. I'm looking for what Biden was going to do today, and it's something about.
He probably forgot, so it didn't happen.
Well, somebody told him to say it. He don't say anything on his own. Do you notice that he doesn't turn his head in any of the when they are talking to him or asking him questions?
No.
You watch that. He does not turn his head because he's going to give away the secret.
What secret? What? He's going to show his earpiece?
Yep.
Yeah.
He made some crazy statement today about illegal, whatever they're called, non-residents, and damn it, I got to find it.
We don't know what's going on at the border because only one news company is allowed to take pictures.
Nobody's been there.
Huh?
Nobody's been there.
Command hasn't been down on the border yet. Well, if I go there, then I have to address the problem. So let's just stay away and laugh about it. Meanwhile, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not heartless. I am not heartless. Meanwhile, now we do have a crisis that the Democrats, and I'm a registered Democrat, so I'm allowed to say this, the Democrats were crying about for 4 years. Now we do have a problem. We do have overcrowding. We do have kids being locked in cages. We do have, what happened to social distancing with the virus going on, and all these people jammed in cages? What happened there? You know, what about the recount? Yeah. Well, it's, did they really? They blocked it. Ooh, the Arizona. I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
I didn't see that. But, Robbie, talked about it before. That's another bill they're getting ready to pass on voting, taking it all away from the state. State won't have their own laws anymore on the voting, on federal, anything federal. It'll all be run by federal. And the Tide Pod eaters will be allowed to vote now at 16. And if you've been a non-resident, not an illegal alien, because that's not politically correct anymore. If you've been a non-resident for a year or more, you'll be able to vote too.
I cannot find that, but that would have jacked everybody up. I should have grabbed it when I was looking at it.
Yeah,
But
they took it down.
it's something about the illegal aliens, and he's going to forgive their debt, and something about the law. If somebody knows that, let me know.
Forgive their debt, huh?
Yes.
We're forgiving debt. We're giving 83 million out to make sure they're housed. But yet our servicemen and women that are protecting this country are under federal poverty
Yes.
rate. Look it up. Look it up. At what our servicemen and women make per month. And look up the national poverty rate, and you'll see it's enough to make you puke. These bastards on Capitol Hill make all these rules and everything. They make 160, 180,000 a year the rest of their lives. And meanwhile, when they're pushing the insurance shit down your throat and everything, they got a whole, what they want you to have ain't what they got a whole different insurance package for the rest of their lives. But yet the people that are out in the Middle East having bullets fly over their head, the people guarding our homeland, making sure nobody comes in and blows it up and everything, they're not even good enough to be above poverty level. Hell, the National Guard they only got pizza and cookies in the bottom down in the parking garage. Remember when it was about 20 degrees?
Right. Okay, here I found it. Biden administration stops fines for illegal immigrants who fail to leave U.S., cancels their debt.
What?
That's what I said when I read it.
Read it again.
The Biden administration, that is President Grant Pampers.
Yeah.
Their administration stopping fines for illegal immigrants. So you won't get fined if you come marching in. Marching out, who fail to leave the U.S. He's going to stop fining them and cancel their debt. So
cancel their debt. Any debt they incurred in the United States is going to cancel.
Yes. But you do not get that same privilege. No.
Why not? I'm an American citizen.
Right. You do not get that. Let me change this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Paste. Here it is.
Illegals. Well, listen, Jeff, one thing we've learned, the government can say whatever the hell they want, but we're not allowed to. That's what they said, not us. Just like in that package, queer, in a stimulus package, they said queer. When they were talking about lesbians and gays, they called it queer. That's okay, but shit.
Right.
Let me call somebody a queer. Oh, my God. Europe, sir, can you come with us? You just committed a hate crime.
Right. And then
how does that work, Joe? I'll tell you how it works. Try it. They'll have you strung up.
That's the other one we talked about. So the media does not call it inflation; they call it like a boom. That the economy's doing so well, we're running out of ketchup.
I don't-
Can't find lumber.
I ain't heard the ketchup one in a couple weeks now.
The
I haven't
ketchup.
heard the ketchup. Debbie went and got ketchup, so you know.
Okay, good. Good.
Remember
The
last one
ketchup.
she got?
What happened on the ketchup was because of all the takeouts, and people don't grab one thing; they just grab a bunch. So now we got a ketchup shortage, all because of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe this story right now. I thought about this bullshit line that we were given. Okay, so because the restaurants were all closed and that we had more takeout and more ketchup.
More delivery. Yep. Yep.
So
So
does that mean less bottles are being sold? Oh my God! Let
yeah,
me guess. They're going Common Core math of the government again, right?
I don't understand, so I couldn't tell you if we have more or less now.
Seriously, I started rationing
They
ketchup
blame it on that.
now.
They actually blame it on those little packets. People took handfuls of it and
The
only
ones
used
where I can take my bottle and go like that and have enough for my French fries, and I need about 8 of them packets. Feel like I'm milking a mouse or something.
I just thought about Meet the
What are
Punk.
you doing? Practicing to milk my mouse. What? What? We got a shortage in boats right now too, Doug.
Yes, that's out there as well, and some sort of chip that goes in vehicles. And so Volkswagen is struggling because they're like 100,000 vehicles behind because they can't get this chip.
No, they're going to put a new chip in here. It's called a GPS chip, directed into Homeland Security.
Most likely.
Yeah, yeah. We can't get what? No,
Temporary people, no.
no. Good luck.
Yeah. Why go to work when you can make an extra whatever amount
Listen,
per?
it's just like I explained last week, or when was it, Doug? Jim Bob take home $400 or $500 a week, right?
Mhm.
Jim Bob's got 3 kids, 2 kids. So his gross actually maxes him out on unemployment. So now Jim Bob's taking 425 home on unemployment, or even 475, let's say. Well, wait, we pushed 300 into it. Now Jim Bob's taking $200-300 more a week home, sitting on his ass than he is going to work.
Right. Right.
Now
And why doesn't anybody like? I thought our rich and elite would figure that out at some point. Say, oh, wait a minute, nobody's going to go to work if we give them more money than they make working.
no, they're up there going, our plan's working,
They're all sitting at home,
depending on us.
dependent upon us.
The
So
chameleons up there going, see, it's working. It won't be long. We throw in distribution of wealth.
come on, Nance, let's go celebrate.
And that's right. Hey, Tom Hayward's got a good point.
What's his point?
Union operator retired, and he doesn't have to work. Okay, he doesn't have to work, but goes back because there's nobody else coming in to do it. There's nobody coming in to fill his shoes. Right. So therefore, what they're going to start doing is jacking up that retirement age and jacking it up and jacking it up.
To keep this generation working.
All those dumb old son bitches are going to keep working to support the young. It's going to get reversed.
Right. Yeah.
You want to impress me, government? you want to relieve all that debt and pay back the goddamn money you stole from Social Security.
Right.
Now, whatever. It's a joke. And that's a shame that maybe Tommy likes working. I know he likes doing what he does, but the point of the fact is companies shouldn't have to rely on guys that have been around for years working that. They shouldn't have to call them up and say, hey, can you help me out? Because nobody wants to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have to do that. Now, on the flip side of that, it makes guys like us more valuable, where we can say, yeah, we're going to renegotiate. You know, you got your union scale, but we're going to talk about that, you know.
Right.
But it's, you know, skilled trades is in deep shit. Cal's right. Skilled trades in deep shit. Deep shit.
48 years.
We've pushed and pushed and pushed for years. College. You ain't shit unless you go to college. You ain't nothing unless you go to college. Teachers are pushing that. You got to go to college to earn a good living. You got to.
Who's pushing that?
Teachers, the schools.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, you ain't shit unless you go to college. Well, the problem is this. There's a lot of kids paid $80,000, $100,000, got a college degree, and
And they're sitting at home on unemployment.
Yeah. That they get out and they get a job. Where? McDonald's. No.
Right.
At the mall in one of the stores, at this one and that, because
there's no malls anymore.
That's all saturated. And they took a lot of shop classes and stuff out of the schools because they didn't need them now, you know. And now what you got is skilled trades like operators, carpenters, iron workers, welders. You know, even labor is considered skilled trade now. Different. We don't have them now.
You are correct.
Wait till things get really bad, and then what?
Those not working are going to be suicidal.
Yeah, and then what? You think and then you know what they're going to do, Joe? They're going to blame guns again.
Yeah. Those guns weren't around. Wow, we came full circle.
And they're going to blame guns again. You know, it's just like the Clintons. A lot of the people they knew committed suicide, shooting themselves in the back of the head, directly in the back of the head with a bullet going straight through.
Who did that?
That one guy, they said it was suicide, shot himself right in the back of the head.
Right.
He crossed the Clintons. I ain't going to say Bill. Bill was probably out playing with Monica or something, you know.
Oh, Bill.
It was Hillary. That's what I said. I went and Debbie's shaking her head at me. We went in there, Bill, because she knows where I was going with Chameleon. Monica was a $10 girl.
Oh.
You need one of them big Cubans for me, honey. I'm a $500 cigar woman.
I don't know. We don't have answers here on our show.
We have the answers.
Well, we do have a couple.
Here's the answer. Doug, here's the answer.
We're going to give recommendations, I think.
Here's the answer. You want change? Vote in November 2022.
Recommendation. We recommend that you vote. We can't tell people to vote, or we're going to get pulled off this show too.
I'm not telling them to vote. I said if you want change,
right,
vote.
Yep, there you go. You just said it again. Now, if YouTube and Facebook isn't on our side on that,
they can kiss my ass because I didn't. You know, I got a right to say.
We had a right to say what you said 2 weeks ago, but we got pulled off.
Off of YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they take turns.
Yeah, they're passing the joint back and forth. They're probably in a different
You want this one?
Yeah, passing it through the window. Hey, man. Some Dusky Roll Gold, man. Try this one.
Take a puff of this and watch that show.
Yeah, watch it. Oh, man, you gave me the hash, dude.
Telling people to vote.
You know, the thing of it is I really don't. I care, but I don't care. if they don't like what I say, I don't give a shit. Because when President Trump, former President Trump, I'm sorry, Doug, I could give misinformation if I say president. So former President Trump,
So confused.
former President Trump, when he got elected, he had people like Kathy Lee and him holding his head, blood dripping it. Facebook never took that off.
I remember that.
They never took that off. You had every swinging dick on here going on there and saying anything they wanted to say about President Trump. Facebook never took it off.
Oh, you're
They
leaving out,
never said you
leaving out
misinterpreted
half
it.
the population.
Yeah, but well, a quarter of the pop of that half identified as a man. But they never took it. They never put a thing up. Well, this is misinterpreted. They never put that shit up there.
Right. And if you look at Facebook, you'll see where they say they'll put a disclaimer up there for whoever and say this information contains
possible misinformation.
Yep.
And or you can this caution because this information could be misinterpreted is their favorite line.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I don't want them. I don't want to.
No, not you.
On. But yeah, well, there's nobody going on going. Yeah, Joe.
I'm so proud of you. Listen, we've been asking on this show since January, February, I'd say, for somebody to come on that voted for Biden just to see what their thoughts are on how things are going so far. Can't find one.
Cal and Robbie, can you imagine? Where they watch this show for a half hour. You think I'm going on there? You bump your head.
No, and we keep saying that too. We're not going to beat you up. We just want to know. We're going to ask the hard questions. We're not going to just make it a cakewalk. I just want to know how the gas prices are going for you, how the shortages, the inflation's going. He did not do a press conference till how many days into his presidency?
2 questions, all I got to ask. 2 questions. One, answer me what you didn't like about Trump, and the answer can't contain anything with I didn't like the way he tweeted. I didn't like the way he talked. I thought he was a bully. I don't want to hear that. Answer, besides that, what you didn't like that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And 2.
So policy, you want to talk about policy.
Policy. Tell me, since January 20th, what Joe Biden has done so great. 2 questions.
And this is what we're going to have, folks.
He was a bully. I said you can't talk about bully. What has he done and what has he done? Coming from a registered Democrat. You know one? Can he come on?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. You do know one?
The one I know says he lies. Huh.
Well, didn't that person figure that out like way before right now? Come on.
No, he says the one person he knows voted for Joe Biden says Trump lied.
Is that what?
Let's get into that shit. I know where it's going to go. It's going to go in a pandemic because Dr. Fauci, the beginning of that pandemic, Fauci says you better cut off travel from China. Remember that, Doug? He advised Trump, cut off travel from China.
Yes.
Trump did it. He says, this isn't going to go anywhere. Don't be concerned about this yet. That was Dr. Fauci. So Trump, that's what he said. Then Fauci got the Biden disease where he got amnesia, 4 months after it was really kicking ass, Doug?
Yeah.
Well, now we got to wear 2 masks.
Now that we are seeing it decline considerably.
What decline?
The COVID. Now that it's declining, we need to wear 2 masks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
distance, no more than 10 in a group.
I would talk about
if anybody
things.
If anybody knows a Democrat, you know what? We'll have somebody else on here to ask the questions. I don't care.
Oh hell.
You're all going to ask the same questions.
No.
We just might do it a little differently.
I'm going to be on when it's on.
No. That's why they won't come on. They're scared of you.
I forgot I was supposed to have DJ on last night. Never got back with him.
Oh, good.
Great.
There goes
right.
Our only supporter.
We
just forgot about.
Well, you guys calm down a lot. Representative Swearingen won't talk to me no more.
If anybody knows a Democrat that would like to come on, and I mean, we'll give them the floor. We'll give them the last word too. We'll let them state whatever they want to state. That's very true, Joe. What did he lie about? You're telling me that Biden's a medic. Here's the question I'll ask when they say the pandemic. He lied about the pandemic. So get Biden away from all his medical experts and start asking him questions about the coronavirus. Am I correct? He ain't gonna know what to tell you. He goes off of what his medical advisors, Dr. Fauci, and them tell him. Listen, it was just like us when we were, opening the track. We could only tell you what we knew, and we didn't know anything because it was all new to us. We had to go day by day, put plans together, and I'm sure Trump did the same thing. We're going to have to take this day by day, put some plans together for whatever might happen.
He was only saying what the medical experts were telling you.
Did they watch the show, Joe? Is that why they won't come on?
No, they know. And they're, you know what? Honestly, you got to tell. I bet you 40% of the Biden supporters a year ago and that, I bet you 40% of them are sitting at home going, "What did I do?"
Right. Wow. Fauci's the highest paid government official.
Yeah, he is. He is, to go to a baseball game without a mask.
So, Jeff and Joe, if you can find some common ground to get them on, let us know. I'm really willing to do that.
It won't be, you know what? Bring them on. But I can tell you this. I'll go along with it, Doug, just because for you. I don't want to hear what the fucking Biden supporters got to say. There's nothing intelligent going to come out of their goddamn mouths that can convince me that they had a brain to vote for the man. There's nothing they're going to say to me that with any common sense that in my mindset that to convince me to vote for that man. And I'm a Democrat.
Okay, all right, and that's great. So that's so their sole reason for coming on would be to convince you that Biden would be the one that you should vote for in 2024 or whenever we're doing this again. And if they can do it, we'll give them 2 free tickets to Disney on Ice.
Yeah, we can't. That's not open yet.
Oh yeah, sorry,
it's outside. Sorry, folks. Wally World's closed.
They got a big screen you could sit in your car and watch it.
I tell you, there's 2 people I hope run for president in 2024. 2 people I want to see there.
Okay.
Candace Owens being one.
Okay.
Or DeSantis.
Or who?
DeSantis down in Florida. The governor of Florida.
Yeah.
He's the only one got balls right now. This transgender bullshit. What you see what he put out We're not teaching this in schools. We're not teaching this in schools. He's the only one that's got a set of balls. The wine, he sits down to piss. You know, I mean, whatever. Little Napoleon losing power too. Whatever.
You know, the state of Ohio, we lost our senses when we put that guy there.
Yeah, and to think that there for a minute, I thought he was doing okay.
And I think you have to. You were right. I mean, he was doing okay there with that. You know, everybody has at least one thing they can do right: inhale and exhale.
Yeah. Unless that guy
is what I don't understand.
Breathe, Joe. Breathe. Oh, thank you. I almost forgot.
What I don't understand is all those folks up in Sandusky County, even Erie County, Ottawa, all where he botched up all those cases when he was Attorney General, and they still voted for him. And he did that more. That hit the limelight. But there were, even down here in Jefferson County and Belmont County, he was involved in stuff that never got taken care of and got all screwed up.
Little Napoleon. And you know, I liked the lieutenant governor for a while, but the problem is his career's done.
They're not giving up their governor.
Yeah, we're not giving up. Yeah, you are. Trump's grooming them right now.
And Robert, if you could get him to come on our show, we'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, you know what? He's like Trump. He liable to. Hey, I like these guys. They got. Yeah, watch. That's when we'll really get yanked off Facebook. Governor DeSantis, come quick. What happened? Well, this show's been extracted from the.
Right. We will reincarnate.
I don't know.
Oh, yes. This is another guy that we'd love to have.
I'd love to see. Yeah, I tell you right now, I'd love to see it. I'd like to see him run for president.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's another one. He's got a set of balls.
And Gowdy, Trey Gowdy.
Trey Gowdy was the best. I don't know if anybody's ever. I guess I live a boring life because I'll go on YouTube and watch Trey Gowdy and the Senate, congressional hearings and stuff. I watch that dude drill people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Our show got fact checked. They can fact check.
We haven't given out one fact yet.
Yeah, we ain't talked about. We just talked about issues. Talk about fact check this. You know,
I'm a man.
I'm a man. There, is that what we're getting fact checked about? That's it. What, they got people that work at Coke fact checking now. I'm sorry, I'm still white. I woke up today. I'm sorry. I looked in the mirror.
Trying to be less, but
I'm trying to be less. But yeah,
somebody said they're rethinking that whole program.
What, Coke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they backed the whole voting thing in Georgia, and they backed the Major League Baseball Players Association pulling the All-Star game out of Atlanta because of what they did, and voter ID. But yet to get into their conference, you needed a Coke ID and a valid driver's license ID. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Why?
That's right. That's why the show's called BS.
Yes, no BS. I wouldn't bullshit.
Shit.
No bull.
Maybe we need to put a line through no.
Should I take a red marker next week and put a line through? I get some red marker and put a line. Nobody. We're getting fact.
We're just
that's funny shit. You know where the fact checkers come from, don't you? China.
Oh, good.
So,
you know a lot about what's going on.
You see that man, Mice? He knows tell bullshit about us. You fact check him right now. And then they go over to YouTube. What's that guy saying, dude?
They're all over.
We're getting fat. Some ditchweed. We're getting fact checked now. Isn't that some shit? They're fact checking us.
Yeah. Jordan took Fauci to town.
That's when Frankenstein's bride told him shut up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How can she tell another to say that with no repercussions? How can she do that? This bitch thinks she's above all laws. She's been up on Capitol Hill how many years? That she thinks she's
been in
above the law.
politics for 45. She's 73 years old.
So she's got dementia like the president.
Right. So they're all like in a cluster. Yeah. They're on the same floor in the nursing home.
And Pelosi, she's sitting there going, the alcohol killed all that disease in me.
Right.
I'm just a drunk bitch.
Right. 6 glasses of wine will make everything fine for you.
Yeah, you guys are going to wake up in the morning and not know who you are. I'm just going to wake up with a headache. Why do women talk too much and men?
You got a point there because we're sitting here trying to figure out the world. And
Robbie, when you figure that out, let us know.
Yeah,
we'll all become rich.
Yep. And if anybody knows a Democrat, please.
If you don't see riots in Minneapolis now, they're pretty calm. You're going to see
another one. There's another one that happened there.
Is it now? What do we?
Same day that.
Oh yeah.
There's another one down the road, so they'll just move downtown.
No, they're going to move back downtown when they overturn that case because of what Maxine Waters said.
Oh my God!
What? Oh God. That's yeah. Now you see where I learned it all from.
Obviously.
You ain't shitting. And it shows. You honestly, not being sexist, you honestly got to be one desperate person to look at Maxine Waters or Nancy Pelosi, roll over in bed and go, "Hi, honey, you look just as beautiful as you did 20 years ago." I mean, what do you think their husbands are saying? They're rolling over and they're thinking, "I'd say something, but you'd probably have me killed because you know Hillary."
Say, what was Kennedy thinking?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What the hell was Clinton thinking? Better yet, what was Monica thinking? Who keeps a dress with that shit on it for that long a time?
Somebody that wanted to make some money and be famous. I would assume.
I don't know. Would she go home or go in the other room? See, look what I got on me. I'm gonna put it under plastic and save this.
Hey, those flag cases.
What? Seriously?
Put it in a flag case.
What sick individual?
You're right.
50 years from now, they're going to have her dress in some museum.
The Smithsonian.
Remember Bill Clinton in the White House with the cigars? Right here's the dress.
This is his stain.
Oh, Mommy, what are they talking about? Come on, Junior, let's go.
Hopefully we can be back next week.
We come back. Why not? What are we saying? We got a disclaimer up.
We do, and I think that's about the only thing saving us right now.
I mean, it rolls from the beginning to the end. Listen, I don't encourage anybody under 18 to watch this show.
I don't either, because you're all millennials and you don't understand it anyhow.
Yeah. Well,
Or what are they? They're Generation Z, right?
generation. They should be Generation T or Tide Pods.
Or gray.
What?
Generation Gray.
Generation Gray. Generation Gray. I identify. Generation I. I'm identifying. Generation T. I'm identifying as a transgender today.
Oh, man.
Why would you put that dumb person as your assistant secretary to health? I walk up to the White House and I see that sitting there. And he's going to talk to me about health. And I'm looking at him. Going, she, he, she. He's going to talk to me about health. I'm going to be looking. What? You still got some of the Big Mac special sauce on your chin there, lady, ma'am, sir. Did you wipe it off?
Were you upside down in the bathroom?
What? Yeah. I bet you they can sing that old Big Mac. I bet you that guy can sing the Big Mac song. So remember it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
All beef patty special sauce.
He's skipping through the Capitol Hill. Oh, my hot dog has a first.
I remember that one too.
Boy. Anyways, we're supposed to be all serious on this show, but fuck it.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta let your hair down, part it in the middle.
Part it in the middle. Part it in the middle. Look. Oh, I'm Christine now.
Okay. I identified.
Whoa. Hey, let me tell you people this.
You people, listen up.
Use people. And that, don't you remember the Archie Bunker show? Use people.
I watched a couple of those on YouTube just to refresh my memory on what that was pretty edgy at that time.
Oh, on both the Jeffersons, don't you remember? Moving on up. He was always picking on the white dude. And then the white guy that was married to black women, oh my God, that was off the chart for him.
Right.
I bet you if them two at that time period come and lived in today's world, they'd both have a heart attack and die.
Right. So here's you people segment.
You people. Use people. Use people.
People.
Better wake up. And I'm asking you.
You're asking?
To go and vote in November. That's all I can say of 2022. Sanford and Son was the best show ever. You know, they used to say honky on Sanford and Son.
They used to what?
They used to say honky. Should I be offended?
Oh, it's not on anymore.
Yeah, it ain't on, is it?
But you can catch reruns as opposed to Ventura's show.
Yeah. Debbie's got a conversation going on over here. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear you.
Hi,
Deb. The whole show's watching.
Come a little bit closer.
YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
But Lord forbid you talk about the vaccine on YouTube because you can give out some medical misinformation.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're over an hour and a half into this show, and we really didn't do nothing but cut up on people.
Well, that was the Listen Up, You People segment.
You people, you're cutting out. I think they're cutting on us now. Facebook's after you.
Uh-oh.
Here they come. You know what would be cool? If Facebook had a little cop car that went across your screen. You're going to jail for a day. You're going to jail for a day. I mean, what? How can you say something? I'm going to challenge Facebook. How can you say something about someone making a comment about Biden or Chameleon or Governor Homo or any of them? How can you say something and censor us when you allowed Kathy Lee to hold Trump's head, aminated Trump's head, severed, and you allowed that to stay up? How can you say something about us saying something about Biden?
And don't forget about the elevator comment
Which one?
from Chameleon.
Which one was that?
When Ellen asked,
Oh yeah. Left that up, but anybody posted on it, you censored and said, "Well, you misinterpreted That's what their big thing was, Doug. You misinterpreted what she said." Oh no, we didn't miss it. She said it, not us. How did she mean it then? Bring her on Facebook, do a special interview, Zuckerbutt, and tell us, have her tell us what she meant.
how we misinterpreted it.
Yeah, I want to know how I misinterpreted it. Because we got nailed on that, didn't we?
Yeah. I wish we did have a fact checker. And honestly, guys, when we do this, I do research some of it just to make sure that I'm not just saying stuff. And a lot of stuff that they say on TV, then you go to Google and you'll find out that's not accurate. There's one thing we were going to talk about and it wasn't accurate, and we just
Yeah, what was that? I can't remember what that was.
I forget what it was too, but I do check 3, 4, 5 sources to try to make sure that at least we're talking about what's right, not just making something up, like a helicopter on Mars or something.
So Mr. Ying, that's fact checking us.
What's that?
I says the Chinese guy that's fact checking us for Facebook and Cheech and Chong over at YouTube.
Wing Wang.
When Doug puts something up, it come off of several sources.
Right.
And sometimes it comes off Facebook. And
right.
So, if you're going to censor us, then you better censor yourself.
Right. Exactly. And I'll always put links in when I can grab them and put them in there.
Now, before we end, the biggest question of the night.
Okay. The multi-million-dollar question of the night, you people.
When is Maxine Waters coming to Richland County?
Yes.
20 months. Reyes died of the same type of deal that George Floyd did. The case has been open for 20 months. And not one protest, not one word, not one thing. We had the video up several times. Watch it. Not one word. 20 months. 20 months. I don't see Maxine Waters coming here and marching. So this bullshit story that I got, well, you value one life over another. Evidently, she values one life over another. I don't see her. I don't even say our Ohio representative is doing anything about this.
Yeah, where's Swearingen at?
That's a good question. I might ask him what's going on with that. But the thing of it is, the same type, if you watch the video, same type of deal went down, almost except for they were inside of jail as opposed to being out in the street. Same type of deal went down. Where is the outrage? Where is the marching?
I agree.
That's what I want. Where are you, Maxine Waters? You're too busy telling Jim Jordan to shut up. You're too busy telling him up in Minneapolis, if we don't get a guilty verdict, take to the streets and be more controversial than you ever have. That's called inciting a riot where I come from. I don't know. Evidently in Washington, D.C., it's called something else. Unless you're Republican, and then it's called, insurrection. So, the problem I got, being on a serious note, I'm okay as long as everything's straight across the board. What's good is good here is good there. It ain't.
Now, just so everybody understands here, this happened on September 18th, 2019, and as of March 10th, they think that they should have a independent review.
Yeah, they sent it off. Now it's being reinvestigated.
Well, it was never really investigated the first time around. They never come up with anything.
They went with the coroner's report, and that was about it. And but where's the outrage?
Jeff, we'll bring this up a lot till it gets solved because it needs publicity.
And our little show ain't gonna. The thing of it is we put a clip up. Everybody needs to share that clip.
If you go to that link, that clip's on there.
Everybody needs to share that clip and ask, where's the outrage? So what the general public's saying is, it's okay, this life's worth something, but this one over here, fuck it. We're not going to worry about that one. Right. And what you're going to get, well, he was in there for drugs. George Floyd had fentanyl and shit in his system and just passed fake $20 and this, that, and the other.
Right. Doesn't matter. That's not that, and that got brought up in that case. We're not here to talk about George Floyd's drug stuff and all that. That's not what's on trial here.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about his back history.
Right.
We're not here to talk about that.
In police, they take you in if you've got drugs in your system or alcohol in your system, and most people get out. This one did not.
Don't blame every police officer and judge them on what a couple bad ones have done.
Exactly.
Because guess what? You're going to be the asshole chirping, hey, we need police reform. We need this. The cops are terrible. But you hear something in your basement tonight or come through your front door tonight when you're upstairs sleeping.
You don't have an assault weapon.
Yeah, and you don't have an assault weapon. The first thing you do is grab your phone and dial 911.
Right.
Well, you're the asshole that wanted. Yeah, you're the asshole that wanted to reform, and maybe you're going to get it, and you dial 911. There's someone coming through my front door. Sorry, sir. It could take 2 hours. What do you mean 2 hours? Well, we got reform. We got back.
Right. I got to call somebody that's probably home sleeping, and they're going to have to get ready.
And then he's got to stop and pick up his book on how to handle things now, the new guide, and he's going to walk in your house. Sir, are you armed?
Are you?
I have no weapon. I don't even have mace anymore.
We're gonna send a police officer that has a gun.
Yes, and okay. My handcuffs are padded, and they got the furry pink things around them, so you should be okay.
Hurt. Right.
We don't,
we don't want to hurt the criminal.
Best ones when Antifa marched at Sturgis. Antifa, the biggest one, Antifa. Pushing for police reform. Thought they were going to go to Sturgis and march at Bike Week. They started marching into town, was met, and what do you think the first phone call they made was? 911.
Is that right?
We need help. Well, sorry, we did police reform. We might be there in 2 hours.
Well, there's about 3,000 people coming after us. Well, we don't have that many police officers.
Yeah.
Can you guys hide?
Sorry, they're in reform training right now.
They're in reform school.
Yeah, they're in reform training. They're in reform school. We'll be out there in about 4 hours. That's what I'm saying. There's always a few bad things in every trade, every career there is. There's always a couple bad apples. The problem is we got a couple that are in everything, but we got a couple cops that might be. We judge every police officer out there. There's people out there that are good cops, real good cops. Some of them even had their handcuffs on me because I deserved it. You know, it is what it is. You act like an asshole, that's what you get. Simple though. I've never been shot or beat up by a cop because guess what? When he showed up on the scene and said, "Stop," I stopped.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I ain't stupid. You ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna win. I'm older now, especially. It hurts more.
Yeah.
They need 2 sets of cuffs.
It's a long way down there and back up, isn't it?
Yeah, back in the day, it was
You get up and run.
it was a long ride to the jail, and you know, yes sir, no sir, you get your ribs bruised up a little. So I've been told by a friend. All right, people.
You people.
Use peoples. Glad y'all come on tonight. We got some shit I want to talk about next week. It'll probably take an hour. Doug don't know about it yet, but I'll enlighten him.
Oh boy.
Everybody stay safe. Good luck.
Hope you make it. Like to see you back next week.
Like to see you back next week. If we have a show next week, if not, we'll be on it'll be called the D&C show.
All right, we're gonna do some dusting and cleaning.
Yeah. YouTube, have a good night. Facebook, fact checkers, y'all have a good night. We're getting off now. So that's a fact. So God bless you guys. God bless America.
All right, see ya.